quickly summarize it. One is that they invent something, and maybe while they are good at inventing, marketing is very difficult, very challenging.
Yes, well, the mentality, foreign mentality. What is the better invention is the one abroad, not the local. We have to get away from that mentality. People should realize that we are also inventing something good for quality also.
Good day. Welcome to the Leader's Edge. And today it's season 14, episode 3. And what an episode this is going to be because we have a very special guest in the person of Francis Romualdez, who will talk to us about how to support Filipino inventors who are world. They still need their support. So let's hear from Tito. Tito, can you introduce yourself?
People out there, graduated in university as architect. And then for graduation, I was practicing architecture. So happened during that time, there was this offer from the government about how to do sector line in Indonesia in our small arms, which is very attractive to us because it offered so many incentives. But anyway, the reason why I also got interested in this program by the government, sector line, was because even though when I was so kid, I was already so that tinkering with small things like art and sculpture and all that. And in other words, creativity was my avid interest at that time. And that is why architecture is also about creativity. And so with this program, it also entails creativity. So that's why I was able to enter this program and got me interested in this. And so time goes by, we started to build some, actually, what you call it, put up a factory, invested in it, and so that it will be able to produce the things that we want to produce for the government. So actually, this was only not only good for the government, but also good for the economy.
Yes.
Because during that time, when I was already manufacturing and I was already exporting my way,
Wow.
and we came to the notice of the central bank, and I was sort of interviewed by central bank people. I forgot his name. He's one kind of he's a kind of high official
Mhm.
who told me that when she learned about my export, he said that don't you know that your export is equivalent to 10 cottage industries?
Wow.
I didn't even know that. No? So I was also surprised. And because of that export, I was one of the 10,000 highest taxpayer.
Oh, man.
So yeah, I exported quite a lot. And then I'm selling all around the world.
Wow. So Tito, I think one of your qualifications as well is that you became the president of the
Mission person.
national president for the Inventors Association of the Philippines, right? This was during the year
2007, I think.
in 2007, just like what it says here in the souvenir program. And Tito is very much in here. So, Tito, so it started when you were young. I'm presuming this was during your college years. No? Um, how did you catch the inventor's bug? Because, some people, they catch it early. others catch it late. But for you, it happened as you were taking architecture. What made you want to tinker and try new things?
Well, actually, I have that passion for creativity. So, I want things done. You see, when I do, when a person creates something, it becomes his monument. And this is the monument that drives me.
Mhm.
Sort of, I'm being fulfilled by what I do. By creating something out of nothing, and then realizing that, oh, this is good. That's the passion that I always do.
It sounds almost like you're describing how we feel when we have children. It's like your inventions are also your children because you're proud of it. You're proud of them. Uh, when you talk about the thing that you invented, is there one that stands out in your mind that is a legacy that you're happy to have invented?
By the way, going back to your particular question, it is like paint. See, when you paint, then you create something out of nothing. And then people appreciate the painting. That's the compliment. Just like that. This is similar to that. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, to our viewers, just so you know, Tito over here, Francis, is also a really good painter. Maybe later on, we'll take some pictures of some of his works and include it in the show. So you'll see that he wasn't just an architect, he wasn't just an inventor, he had a passion for creating things, including paintings. So, um, Tito, in the many things that you created, as an inventor, what is one that stands out in your mind?
So there are a few, but if you want me to mention one, there is this, it's hard to mention because this is a somewhat critical item.
Okay, that's understood. Understood.
So actually that one, uh, it can fly, and then it can secure the security of the country.
Mm. In other words, it is something that protects people, and your that is still being used to this day.
Yes,
That's called legacy. So, Tito, as an inventor, and I'm sure you met so many fellow inventors because of your leadership in the association. What was the common thing that they were saying was the single biggest difficulty they had as inventors?
actually when I was president, so many complaints about many inventors. They come to me and tell me about that one.
Okay.
So anyway, one of those problems is what they are not fully supported in their prototypes.
Ah,
So in the tool is hard to get funded.
mm,
It's always their complaint. And then third is that we can invent things. Tagalog. Invento tayo na invento. Hindi na binibili. So, that's one of their complaints. These inventions.
so let me just quickly summarize it. One is that they invent something and maybe while they are good at inventing, marketing is very difficult, very challenging.
Yes, well, the mentality, foreign mentality. What is the better invention is the one abroad, not the one. We have to get away from that mentality. People should realize that we are also inventing something good from quality also.
Yeah, just to back up what Tito is saying, we need to remember, ladies and gentlemen, that there have been inventors in throughout history, Filipinos who are unsung heroes because they invented things we take for granted. Like, for example, what kaya Tito?
Which one?
In Filipino inventors who invented things that we take for granted.
Well, there are many things. Like this inventor who invented You put a fish sleep and then export it. This is a very good invention because you don't have to put water, and then because water is very heavy
Yes.
to transport.
Yes.
So they just put the fish into sleep, put it in styro, then export it. By the way, this inventor is not well known here because this this invention was so good, the Australian government took him.
Oh.
Yeah, got him and offered him his laboratory. That's one thing about I have to emphasize also. Here, when you are an inventor, you are given so much support like laboratories, research materials. In my case, I wanted to have the field support, where we can test our product.
Yeah.
But we never not doing that.
Yeah.
So we have to always ask if we can borrow the
So
Yeah.
permission, permits, always difficult to get.
and do what they did. That's
So
what
it became discouraging.
we started doing.
So we know that Filipino invented the fluorescent bulb. We also know that the Filipino invented the lunar rover, and we also know that the Filipino came up with the intermittent wiper our cars use these days. So, sadly, we know about those things, but we don't remember who they are. That's precisely one of the dilemmas that inventors face. They are anonymous.
I don't was in the sense that they're not well, as a whole, given so much recognition. And because of that, other countries of the world giving them recognition, but getting them into the country and place them very important.
Okay, so taking from that, it sounds like really good inventors will often end up going to another country, maybe becoming a different citizen. So another country benefits from what they make because locally there is really not enough. Although I know that our DOST is doing its best to help them. And I think there are guidelines that will allow an inventor to get some financial support towards, say, for example, prototyping. Is that true? Is there some kind of help that they can avail of?
Actually, there's one office in UST called TAPLI, who's in charge for all these inventors. They prototyping, funding, all that. But then, in spite of that, they still cannot avail the easily the request for that. So that's the problem. By the way, if I allowed to mention modesty, speaking, I got the highest award for invention. Among all the participants in the inventorship, with the inventorship, I was proud to do that.
And you should be. One of the reasons why I sought Tito out for this interview is not just because our local inventors do need help, our support, but also because he has gone into his inventions really all out. He even invested in his own CNC machine. I mean, that's not cheap. Just to be able to come up with the prototype. No? That's how serious he was.
And not only that, all our machines were imported from Germany. So we got the best machines.
And I imagine that you had to have a German come over to do the calibration and the setting up of it. That wouldn't have been cheap. So,
Yeah. They take by the hour.
oh, okay. So, Tito, here's a question. Maybe is relevant, especially to our young engineers out there, or those who aren't. You don't necessarily have to be an engineer, right, to become an
Ah,
engineer.
yes, that's correct. You can be anybody. Can be anyone. Unless you want to be scientist, then you have to be doing science. Yeah, but inventors, inventing something is nothing have to do with engineering or is the raw intelligence of a person to create something.
So,
Creativity is, out of the blue when you're only observant, you see how these people, how can I improve? How can I make life easier? That's the mentality of an inventor. That's why you can invent something. Always thinking about how to make life easier. Believe me.
and that's a good point that Tito has made because I am aware that some of the inventions that we have are really meant to help poor folk live better, live easier. So in the past, we've heard things like the super kalan, the super kalan, which was inexpensive and it helped people cook food easier. So, there is that desire about inventor for his inventions to be relevant, helpful, and affordable. So, Tito, any advice for an inventor, a person with the heart of a Da Vinci or the heart of an Elon Musk, somebody who might in the future invent something really great? What advice would you give?
So after many of there's nothing really that big. First of all, government should first of all,
Mm.
it's not number two, people, buyers should buy our car.
Mm.
We will be like that. That's the only way that we can further our inventors' life.
Mm.
Make our inventors happy by giving them information and buying the car.
Mm. It's not far from the imagination, for example, for a Filipino inventor to maybe invent our own country's electric vehicles.
That's correct.
We don't have to import those things.
I went to emphasize. There was this inventor of mine who could take the awards by just putting some sort of a claim to the works. The next day is gone. It's not painful.
Awesome.
Yes.
Was that ever mass produced? And
Actually, somebody, foreigner, big company wanted to buy this,
oh,
but he doesn't want to sell because he, so patriotic plan because he wants this should belong to the Filipino people, not for any foreign. So he did not sell. He wanted to put foreign.
so okay, let's recap. If you want to become an inventor, don't worry that you might need a fancy degree because, like Tito said, anybody can become one. You don't need an engineering degree. Just have to have a really curious mind, a desire to help other people by somehow making their lives better, easier, and we also need more funding, more support for our local inventors. And if they will come up with something great, as Tito said, bilhin naman natin. Huwag tayo parati na lang imported. This colonial mentality has to stop so that we can create and keep our creative people right here in our country.
Actually, we know this products from China is making havoc in our economy. In our inventors, because they can sell the same, they sell cheap, very cheap, and then, they're being bought all the time.
And so we also need our legal system to protect our local inventors' rights. But copyright works. So yeah, let's add that to the list. Not just funding, not just buying local from our inventors, but also our Department of Justice to protect the rights of the DTI to protect the rights of Filipino inventors.
I heard about that. So, the reason why some inventors don't create the patent invention because it's traffic. They, somebody will get the invention, practice it, and then returns to the original practice. That I don't know, lately they have to forget the name of office that takes care of the inventors. I heard that they have improved. Okay. So I want to invent something marketing
Wonderful. So again, special thanks, Francis, for giving us your valuable time. I know that I took you away from your exercise time, and we did this earlier than scheduled, but still, your message is it's very helpful, very important to all of our.
By the way, I forgot to mention one thing. I not the highest level because uh, this media people, big media outfits, moving to Filipino and then Panorama. Get into the interviews with important picture of but I went they were telling me, look, you're the only guy who refuses to be interviewed for free. You know, a lot of people who come to us, they pay us to be interviewed. But you are something else. How come you don't want to be interviewed? I will not, I told them about my reasons. That's it.
I feel uniquely privileged that you are granting me this interview. And just so that our viewers know, um, I have so many friends who belong to our group, but Tito is a man of integrity, somebody I've known for decades now. And I really admire and respect. That's why I wanted him to be also on our show.
Because of my invention, the some um, some military came to me and wanted to buy an invention.
Okay. Meaning the rights,
Everything,
everything.
everything. 6 pieces each. But I don't send that way. I send by volumes. Since I told them that, they said, no, okay, we know that. You cannot send by pieces only. Because you are possible. But this is one thing I want to tell you. We will buy its 6 pieces each. And we will pay you no matter how much you want.
Wow.
Money is no object.
Okay. So that's how
The one
determined
that
you-
in Swiss francs, German francs, UK,
any currency you
only
want.
currency we want. Pesos. That's why I want to win beside that. That is me, probably. Amazing.
You will understand why this. Because you did not sell. And that is also another reason why I admire Tito because of his integrity. He values his creation so much that to him it's like his children. And of course, you don't sell your children. You nurture it, you develop it, you allow it to reach its full potential. So now that you're retired, how do you keep yourself busy?
Of course, I myself issue exercising, walking, is walking, having friends with my, having laughter with my friends,
Yes.
you know.
Oh, by the way, people also sings very well. So sometimes we have singing sessions.
So because among friends, I want to in large crowd. Probably among friends.
After all, music is a form of expression in the way that painting is also a form of expression and a great source of inspiration, especially for somebody who is creative. So Tito, thank you so much.
Very
Really
good.
appreciate
Very
it. Yeah. And hopefully, our next guest would be somebody who I will be able to ask to join us because he will talk to us about how to invest in a business that will keep your feet planted firmly in the ground, looking up at the sky, and help you to be remembered forever.
That's good.
And his name was
Tony Smith.
Tony Sia. Yes. Um, hopefully, he will be our next guest for episode 4. Guys, if you like what you've heard, do please click like, share, and subscribe. And write in the comment section maybe some words of encouragement for Francis and for our inventors in general so that they will continue to make things to benefit our country and the future. And with that, I'd like to remind everybody that learning is a never ending journey with limitless vistas. Good day.